Oh, shit.
Dude, I couldn't see you.
Yeah, I couldn't see you. It was like all the light was blotted out too. In this video, we're going to do the whole assembly of the ignition system and the smoke device. I'm going to show you how to make the actual device. And this is going to be basically a repeat of some of the information in some of my other videos. But it's just nice to have it in a 1, 2, 3 series. So the first thing we're going to do is get some warm water and some salt. The salt we add to the water to expedite the curing of the plaster of Paris. You could throw in screws, as to provide a matrix for the plaster. The bottom line is that this device is under a pretty extreme amount of pressure. We're gonna push this cardboard tube to literally the brink, and yeah, I just do that to be a little safe. I've had plenty of these things pop out. All right, so we're just gonna plop this down to the bottom. Oh, don't hit the sides. That's stupid. All right, well, that's pretty ugly, but it'll work. We'll put that aside. All right, so this is the TPA formula, my favorite formula because it's the least toxic. It's not non-toxic, but terephthalic acid is reasonably safer than other options. It's what the military uses for training. They switched from HC smokes to TPA-based smokes for safety. So the formula is 14 parts sucrose, 23 parts potassium chlorate, 6 parts magnesium carbonate, and 54 parts TPA, terephthalic acid. What I'm going to do is multiply those all by 10 and measure it all out. I'm definitely going to fast forward through this part. Okay, here's my crusty dusty TPA blender. We have 540 grams of TPA, now this is important. Do not blend oxidizers and fuels in the same blender. You have to blend those separately. This is 140 grams of powdered sugar. Now, powdered sugar consists of 3% cornstarch. I've found that that's kind of negligible. It's just easier than grinding up sucrose. Potassium chlorate, we're skipping. And this is a magnesium carbonate. It comes in gymnast chalk. Don't buy this at Dick's. It's super expensive there, like $8 a brick. It's absolutely absurd. You can order them on Amazon. I order this stuff, CAP. It's just gymnast chalk. All right, and then I'll put this one. This is my oxidizer blender, Magic Bullet. And I'll blend the potassium chlorate in here. All right, so we're taking our cylinder, which is cured now, and our big bag of chemicals, and filling this up loosely. We're just gonna tap the bottom for longer than you think because it does keep settling. All right, now we got this ramrod, and we're just gonna compress it slowly. So now we're just making some more plaster. And we want this rim on the inside to be clear of dust because we need the plaster to bond. All right, so see how we've cleared that off on the inside rim? Mm-hmm. We want to take a little water and just wet it. All right. So now we put this plaster into the top of the compressed composition here. Oh look, magic plaster. It multiplied.
You're stupid.
Okay. All right, we'll let that cure and then come drill it. All right, so now this plaster has cured and we're just gonna drill. This is a 5/8 inch spade bit, paddle bit, whatever you wanna call it. And drill slowly.
Okay.
That's what I'll say.
Aren't you already through it?
Yeah, but so this is interesting because okay, now the reason we drill this all the way down to the bottom is explained in this awesome video. We have a centralized hole which serves as a chimney shooting smoke out of the device. If we were to ignite the composition from the top, as the composition burned down the tube, the smoke would have to pass through the ash matrix created as it burns down. This matrix acts as a filter that we don't want. As the smoke passes through that matrix, the chemicals we are trying to disperse get filtered and trapped inside the tube. Conversely, if we ignite the composition from the bottom, the smoke generated cannot pass through the solid composition above it. This forces all the smoke to pass through the open center hole and out into the open air for dispersal. First thing I'm going to do, we just drilled the center hole and you saw that cute little video. I'm going to drill this hole here to run the fast visco fuse through. So we're going to drill this right here. Put this through there, then you hook it up and pull it this way. Now, how long is this going to be here? Need it to be about this long. So now I'm going to attach this storm match. I'm actually going to cut it super short because one of the reasons that was flaring up was because the storm match was continuing to burn past what was necessary. Oh my God, how to make things sound boring by Tim. Okay, anyway, I'm just gonna get this on there. Okay, sorry, my camera died, and so I had to disassemble what I had done. However, I think we left off with attaching this piece of the storm match to the end of the fuse. So once we do that, we're gonna put a this is the solution I came up with for correcting that flare up. And So right now we just have we have nothing in the bottom of this 3/4 inch center hole. And this is a little bit leftover mix for the smoke composition. Obviously not compressed. We're going to put a little bed of that down. And then I'm going to press this down to the bottom of that. And then we're going to put a little bit more of this in to sandwich that igniter in this smoke composition. Tap that down. And then tamp it down. Tap it again. And now we can fill it with sodium bicarbonate. So baking soda. Now the reason I'm doing this is because of those ignition gases. So the flare-up was caused by a couple of things. One was that storm match was ignited for a duration of time beyond what was necessary to ignite the smoke composition. So it was just acting as an igniter to the gases coming out. The other thing is that there was residual powder in this center hole, and that happened when I tossed it, and the impact of it striking the ground loosened some of the composition from the walls of this inner barrel, of this inner hole. It loosened it and created a free powder in the inside of this little barrel, whatever you want to call it. So what I'm doing is I'm just adding sodium bicarbonate, which is a natural fire retardant, just like magnesium carbonate. They're both carbonates, and they both decompose when they undergo combustion, and that decomposition releases CO2, which would snuff out any flaming, any flare-up that would occur, in my opinion. However, if you're seeing this, then it means that it worked. All right, so I'm just going to tape it up now and waste a whole bunch of electrical tape. So I'm just going to put this glue closely around this vent hole before I add the tape, just brown packaging tape, paper tape, craft tape, whatever you want to call it. The reason I add glue around the hole is so that it cleanly bursts this open. All right. And then what I like to do is just add a little vent hole here, a little break to start the rupture of that, just so that it bursts a little easier. All right, let's try it out. Invisible, bro. In those woods right now, nothing would be seen. That's crazy.
That was impressive.
Yeah.